What is up, my fellow golf ball addicts? Welcome back to the channel. I have a little bit of a different video for you today. We are doing a blind comparison on some of the data numbers that we have collected from our 5th season here at Golf Ball Addict, which of course is the 2025 season. Let's dive right in. Guys, as always, if you like this content, please like and subscribe and comment, all that good free stuff. It really helps the channel out quite a bit. If you are new here and you do want to look at golf balls from a different perspective, that's what we're all about here. I test golf balls from the average golfer standpoint, 95 mile an hour with the driver, and I try to figure out exactly who different golf balls are for. And you know what? We are 5 years in and we've been doing a great job at it. I love the community here. So if you want to be a part of that, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you. Also, if you do want to support the channel further, we have memberships that just started $1, so that's also really helpful as well. So today we are doing this blind comparison on the data. You know, so far we've only tested about 34 golf balls in season 5, but I wanted to make this video because I thought it was a good idea to show a lot of you, especially some of the newcomers to the channel, maybe potential newcomers. Really, my goal is to try to open your mind a little bit and change the way you think about golf balls. That's always been my main objective, is to change the way we all see them and view them. The marketing out there is just insane nowadays, and I kind of want to bring it back down to earth a little bit, and that's what my goal in this is. So basically the way this works is I'm going to show you, product A, and then I'm going to show you some other golf balls I've tested that are better than product A. Maybe not better, maybe better is the wrong word, but the numbers were tested better from this year, and I just kind of want to show you that it's not always about the more you spend, the more you get. A lot of people really come into golf thinking, the more I spend on a golf ball, the more performance I'll get out of it. It just doesn't work that way. Golf balls are all about fitting. It's all about finding which one works for your swing speed, your swing type. Where's your miss? Do you play short courses? Do you play long courses? Do you play tight courses? Is there a lot of room for air? There's so much that goes into it, and that's just what I'm trying to do. This is an intro to kind of get you thinking. It's food for thought. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying here. This is not a comparison to show you that golf ball A is better than golf ball B or golf ball A sucks. That's not what this is about. That's not what it is at all. This is just to get, like I said, the juices flowing and to basically, give you some food for thought about how maybe you don't need to spend $60 a dozen. Maybe you don't need to spend $40 a dozen. I mean, there's a lot of great options out there. So let's dive right in. Let's start with the first one here. Now, a lot of you come to the channel and you say, hey, Nick, look, the reason I spend so much is I gotta have that checkup. I gotta have that 50-yard pitch spin. When I pitch it from 40, 50, 60 yards out, I need to know it stops on a dime. I need to see that rip back to me. Well, let's start there then. This right here, as you can see, this is a 50-yard pitch backspin. This is 34 golf balls tested this year so far. All right, so on the left there, you see we have the Titleist Pro V1, which is the king of the hill, when it comes to, golf ball sales. Now, I will say that 7,769 is a little below my average this year, but the Pro V1's more of a distance golf ball. That's how it tested. Now, I will say that even though that number is below my average, it's still respectable, right? You have 3 golf balls there on the right that have a little bit more spin. One has a lot more spin. And let's go ahead and take a look at what those are. Lock in your answer of what you think they could be. Boom, we have the Wilson Boost, which comes in at $10 a dozen. I mean, that's insane. Now, I'll touch on that in a second. We have the Max Fly Straight Fly at almost 8,000 RPM, another 2-piece golf ball, really inexpensive. You can get it from Dick's Sporting Goods or Golf Galaxy. And then, surprising enough, the Titleist True Feel, which is Titleist's 2-piece golf ball, at 8,150. So, again, please don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not trying to say these golf balls are better than the Pro V1. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people come to the channel and they say, Nick, I know you're recommending a 2-piece golf ball. I'm a 20 handicap, but I got to have that spin, man. I got to see that spin. This is what I tell them every single time. If you're an average swinger, if you're, anywhere between 85 miles an hour and 100, 105, somewhere in there, there's a good chance you're going to get more spin with a lot of 2-piece golf balls, value 3-piece golf balls, some tour balls, sure. The Strixon Z-Star Diamond is a spin monster this year. It tested extremely high, but that's what I'm trying to get at here. These golf balls are all really inexpensive. The Wilson Boost has incredible performance numbers. If you didn't see that review, you probably need to go see it. But for $10 a dozen from Walmart, just insane, but even it holds its own. It's right there with the Pro V1 when it comes to backspin. Now, the Pro V1 does have a urethane cover, so it might be a little stickier when it hits, but still, we're talking a matter of just a foot or two. We're not talking a ton there. So Those are some spin numbers. Again, some food for thought. Let's go ahead and go into another category. Actually, we're going to stick with the 50-yard pitch here because I know a lot of you really like backspin. So if we go up the chart a little bit, here's 3 more golf balls that, well, 4 really. You know, the Strixon Z-Star is a spin monster, like I said, 8,279 on the 50-yard pitch. It was incredible this year, but there's still 3 golf balls that tested a little bit better than it. What do you think those golf balls were? Let's take a look here. All right, the Mizuno Pro X, excellent choice, but kind of an underdog. The Wilson Triad, which again is a value golf ball. You know, it's not quite the Tour, but you know, it's $40 a dozen. It's definitely a reasonable price. And then you have the Members Mark, which is the Sam's Club golf ball, which may not be the best golf ball around, but it spins a ton at $84.32. So pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, the reality is a lot of people still have this mindset from 20 years ago that if I want spin, I have to have something that's 3 or 4 piece, urethane, high end, high dollar. It's just not the case. There's so much value, there's so much competition, there's so much technology that's improved. And as you can see there, there's a lot of factors that go into a golf ball for sure. But when it comes to the backspin, you can get great checkup from golf balls that don't cost a lot. If we go into our next category, you'll see it's 7-iron ball speed. So I didn't want to do distance or spin or any of that. It's a mid club. I just wanted to do ball speed to touch on it. Now on the left there, we have the MaxFly Tour, which is an amazing golf ball. It's actually a great option for people who play like Pro V1 or something like that, and they don't want to spend $60 a dozen anymore after tax. That's understandable. The MaxFly Tour has been doing amazing things for the last few years. I'm sure you've heard of it at this point. But we have 3 golf balls that have about 1.5 miles or 2.5 miles more ball speed. And again, you know, the Tour is an excellent golf ball, but what could have possibly beat it? Let's find out. First of all, we have the Precept Laddie Extreme, which is a 2-piece $1 per golf ball made by Bridgestone. It's been around for 8 years, just the current design. I'm not talking about the ball, just the current design. And then we have the Strixon Ulti Speed, which is a big surprise this year. That ball was amazing, 117 on both of those, and then I think those come at like $30 a dozen, and if you do the buy 2 get 1 free, you can get them for 20. The Legato LTX 3085, that comes in at 118.1, which actually is currently the fastest ball speed I've seen with a 7-iron this year. So there's a lot of underdogs there. There might be some surprises in there. A lot of people I don't think are going to understand that the Laddie Extreme is as good as it is. It's been a staple on this channel for a really long time. It's actually included in that Wilson Boost review. It's a triple review, so you might just want to go check out that review if you haven't seen it yet, because both those golf balls are incredible, especially for the value. But yeah, 3 golf balls. A lot of people haven't heard of them. They're a little bit under the radar, but they have fantastic mid-iron ball speed. And all these golf balls, when it came to spin, had at least mid or higher. If it was a low-spinning golf ball, I really didn't calculate it because you can just get extra distance that way. These all hold a green really well and have incredible ball speed. So good to see. Next up, I have pitching wedge ball speed plus spin. So as you can see, these are the numbers. The top number is obviously the ball speed, and then the bottom number is the spin. Now, the Pro V1 had a very respectable 96.7 and a 6.891. Like I said, it kind of tests like a distance golf ball, so they did take some of the spin off this year. But still, really respectable numbers. That's, I think, top 10, top 12, really good. As you can see, we have 3 golf balls on the right there, 97.1, 97.2, 99.5, and all respectable spin that's higher than the Pro V1. What do you think those golf balls could be? Again, the Precept Laddie Extreme comes in there right above it. The Legato LTX 3085, awesome. And then the Mizuno Pro S at 99, almost 100-mile-an-hour ball speed. That was insane. A great performance. But again, some options that a lot of people are not going to think about. Next up, we have driver ball speed plus distance. And I'll tell you what, the Titleist Pro V1X really surprised me this year. In the past, it's been very unforgiving. It's been more for fast swingers. But it currently has the 5th best driving test of the year so far. It's top 5. 142.3 and 241.4 are really high, amazing numbers. But as you can see, there's 3 golf balls that are just ahead of it. You know, it's top 5, but there's got to be 3, you know, above it. And if you look at those numbers there, kind of look at them, think about it. What golf ball could that be? I don't know. Let's find out. Is it? Let's find out. And 3, 2, 1. Again, the Precept Laddie Extreme with a faster ball speed and a little tiny bit of a longer rollout. The MaxFly Tour X, that shouldn't surprise anybody. It has an extremely low spin. That's why it has the distance it does. Lost a little bit of ball speed. And then the Wilson Boost, which currently is #1 when it comes to the driver performance this year. I just can't get over how that golf ball performs so well, and it's $10 a dozen. I mean, I really just can't Can't even fathom it. And it's tested great 2 years in a row. It was number 3 on our top 100 last year, the Wilson Boost was. Just insane. And also the Precept Laddie really makes its name known. I think if it wasn't for the Boost, the Laddie would get a little more respect. But my goodness, 2 great golf balls. And then the MaxFly Tour X, you know, a lot of people really love that golf ball off the driver because of the low spin. It actually has the lowest spin I've tested this year off the driver, 1872. Really low with that, and that's why the distance was there. But all these golf balls, again, top 5 in driver performance. They're just amazing. But I want you guys to understand, you can pay $1 a golf ball and still get really good results if you're an average swing speed or a mid-average swing speed or a slow swing speed. There's options for you. Now this one's a little different. This is golf balls this year so far that have a 5 out of 5 on accuracy from me and a 5 out of 5 on consistency. Accuracy, of course, meaning, you know, how close it is together, you know, the dispersion, and then consistency being more of your distance control, right? If you miss hit one, how close is it? You know, is your longest really far, and then is your shortest really short, that kind of stuff. So it's really important. This is really good for, you know, beginner golfers, intermediate golfers, even good golfers that aren't quite low single-digit handicap. You want accuracy and consistency, but there's been 4 golf balls so far that have a 5 out of 5. Can you guess them? Let's find out. The Wilson Boost, the Laddie Extreme, the Ulti Speed, and the Wilson Zip, which, you know, the thing is, I'll be real with you, I don't really recommend the Wilson Zip unless you are a really slow swinger and you are a 25 handicap. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's an amazing golf ball. It didn't test that well, but it's very, very consistent and accurate. So really where this comes into play, right, is if you get a golf ball that has a really fast core, like really fast, right? One of these X golf balls or something like that, if you pure it, you do have the capability of, let's say with a 7-iron, I don't know, 165, right? You pure it and it just goes 165, it's incredible. But then you hit it good for the most part and it goes 155. And then you mishit it and it goes 140. Now you're looking at a difference between 140 and 165. If you hit it great, you're going 165. If you miss hit it a little bit, you're going 140. The problem with that is if you're aiming at that green and the green's 150, you're not hitting the green. You're short of it. Now you have to chip. Now you have to pitch. If you're not great at that, you might duff it. You might blade it. You might skull it or whatever. You're losing strokes. That's my point. You get a golf ball like these that I just showed you, your ceiling is a little bit lower. So let's say if you pure it, you're 160, right? But you mishit it a little bit, you're 156, you're 157. Then if you mishit it a lot, you're at 152. Now you only have an 8-yard difference, right? And that's what these golf balls are great at. And the reason that's important, obviously, is because now if the green's 150 out, you're still on the green. You might have a longer putt, but a lot of people can 2-putt a lot easier than they can trying to up and down and save those pars. It's a really big deal for intermediate golfers. It's a really big deal for beginner golfers as well, but that's why that's important. Now next up, we have golf balls this year so far that have the highest greenside spin. Now I measure spin on greenside based on a percentage meter of 100. I just do it basically where it's like a scale, right? So like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. That's how you can think of it, but I do it in percentages just to mess with you. I guess why, I can't remember why I started, but anyway. So 90%, 90%, 85, and 85. These are the 4 highest spinning golf balls greenside, just when it comes to chips, that I've seen. Can you guess what they are? Now, this is where your money actually gets spent pretty good if you're going to pay for extra. You know, if you're going to pay a little bit more, $4 a golf ball, this is where you can really see the difference, and here's why. Srixon Z-Star, Mizuno Pro S, Srixon Z-Star Diamond, and Mizuno Pro X. 2 brands, but some of the highest spin I have seen. It was actually really fun to test these golf balls. When I was out greenside, I mean, they were jumping all around. It was insane. There was so much stopping power. There was so much bite. There was so much rotation. But that's where that extra money sometimes can help you, is you can get a little bit more greenside checkup. But here's the thing to keep in mind. A lot of us don't need as much greenside checkup as you think we do. We think we do. You think you do. You know what I mean. And what I mean by that is essentially that, you know, when it comes to the greenside checkup, what happens a lot of the time, if you get used to playing a ball that has 90% spin, if you hit it and you hit it really good, and here's your hole, yeah, it's going to hit and bounce and stop. And you're like, yes. But what if you mishit it a little bit? What if you come in on that chip and you duff it a little, or maybe you just catch it off the toe and you don't get that checkup spin anymore? Now, instead of bam, 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 it's going to go bam, 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 and roll past the hole, right? If you get a golf ball that has around 30 to 50, that's actually a really good sweet spot, and here's why. You hit it pure, bounces here instead of here, but here, rolls out, good. You mishit it, same thing. Hits here, rolls out, you're good. You get closer, it's tighter dispersion. Think of it the same way as the forgiveness from before, but now you're doing it with greenside. So Those are awesome. They're great. I love using those golf balls. If you're someone who's advanced and you really need a lot of greenside checkup, you play shorter greens, tighter greens, check those out for sure. But if you're an average or intermediate guy, I'm telling you, you don't really need 90% spin. Next up, we have golf balls this year so far that have a 10 out of 10 durability. This is an interesting one, right? Because you would think the more you pay, the better you get, which is the case for some of it, but let's just see. All right, ready? Lock in those answers and... Okay, so we have the Strixon Z-Star again, great. We have the Titleist AVX, that was an awesome durability performance from it. Wilson Triad again, good to see it. Now, at the bottom right, you'll notice it just says MaxFly, and that's because I used MaxFly as a generic because there are actually 4 MaxFly golf balls that have gotten a 10 out of 10 on durability so far this year. They are the Tour S, the Tour, the Soft Fly, and the Straight Fly, believe it or not. All 10 out of 10s, and so MaxFly just, I mean, I don't know what factory they're using, but my goodness, whatever formula that factory is working for them, with them on it, really good. Keep that up. MaxFly's had great durability, in the past years. It continues to just be near perfect. I love it. So again, you know, I'm just trying to give you food for thought. You know, please don't look at that as this golf ball's better than this one or this one's that. Golf balls are about fitting. They're about finding which one's perfect for you, which ones you like and love. There's also a lot of other factors I didn't calculate in here. You know what I'm saying? We test golf balls on design, chipping, putting, putter feel, distance control with putter, you know, feel off the irons, feel off the driver. We go so much more in depth, but all I was trying to do here is just open your mind a little and realize that there's so many people I meet on the courses, online, whatever it is, that really still truly believe the marketing from 20 years ago, which is the more you spend, the more performance you're going to get. And also that what I'm really surprised about is the fact of, hey, this particular golf ball is the best for everybody, period. Everyone would benefit from playing it. That's just not true. It's a load of bull crap. It really is. It's the fakest news I've ever heard in my life. Golf balls are about fitting. They're about finding what you love, getting confidence in them, finding out what's going to help, you know, your misses, helping you improve on your weaknesses, helping you keep your strengths. That's what golf ball fitting is all about. And if you want to know more about that, please subscribe to the channel. We do these in-depth reviews. I've been doing triple reviews this year. Go check a couple of them out. I think you're really going to like them. We'd love to have you stick around. Guys, as always, keep watching, keep saving, keep learning. Until next time.